In the following video series, we're going to be examining the graphs of exponential functions. Now, before we get started in that, we're going to need to be familiar with certain terms, certain vocabulary words. And these are exponential function, asymptote, exponential growth, exponential decay, growth factor, and decay factor. So let's start with exponential function. An exponential function is a function where the variable is located in the exponent. In all other functions we looked at before, our variable has been the base. Now what's going to happen is we're going to have some base, we'll call it b, and our x variable is now going to be located in the exponent. When dealing with exponential functions, you're going to come across something called an asymptote. An asymptote is an imaginary line that the graph will approach but never touch. Then we have exponential growth and exponential decay. These are our two types of exponential functions. Exponential growth means that your exponential function will be increasing. Exponential decay means your exponential function will be decreasing. And so here I told you we're going to have some function, let's just say y equals b to the x. In order for it to be exponential growth, the size of b has to be greater than 1. In order for y equals b to the x to be considered decay, the size of b has to be between 0 and 1. And that would create a decay exponential function. And lastly, we have growth factor and decay factor. Our growth factor tells us how fast is it increasing. What you do to determine how fast it's increasing is you look at your base. Our base tells us how fast it is increasing. Same idea, exponential decay is telling us how fast it is decreasing. And again, we look at our base. And so we have y equals b to the x. Our exponent is our x. Our base, we learned that if it's greater than 1 is growth. If it's between 0 and 1 is decay. Now the growth factor is going to be the base itself. In order for it to be decay, the base will be a fraction. If it's going to be growth, then your base will be greater than 1. And so these are some terms to be familiar with before you move on into the rest of the videos in this series dealing with exponential functions.